So there are three masters tasting from a vat of vinegar: Confucius, Buddha, and Lao Tse. The first has a sour look on his face. The second wears a bitter expression. But the third man is smiling. To Confucius, life seemed sour, out of harmony with the way of heaven. Lost was the wisdom of the ancestors and ancient rituals and ceremonies. The way of heaven, he believed, was through these precise steps and actions. For Buddha, life on earth was bitter, filled with attachments and desires that lead to our suffering. The world was a setter of traps, he wrote, and the only path to peace was to transcend this painful world. To Lao Tse, universal harmony naturally exists, and the path to peace is to move in concert with its laws. Our serenity comes when we appreciate, when we can learn from and work with whatever happens in everyday life. From the Taoist point of view, sourness and bitterness come from an interfering and unappreciative mind. One of the most important principles of Taoism is called Pooh, P or apostrophe U, which translates to the uncarved block. And so we're going to look at it through the lens of its namesake, Pooh, P-O-O-H. I'm going to be drawing from materials from the book of The Tao of Pooh by Benjamin Hoff, and this was one that Mary had requested that I do a series around, so it's appropriate that she gets to experience this with us from her expanded perspective. The author writes that the principle of the uncarved block is that things in their original simplicity contain their own natural power. Power that is easily spoiled and lost when that simplicity is overridden by the mind. We're going to take a little look at how this plays out in the world of Winnie-the-Pooh.
It's a funny thing how everything looks the same in the mist.
He's right, Piglet. It's the very same sand pit.
I think so too, Pooh. Well, it's lucky I know the forest so well, or we might get lost. Well, come on, follow me.
Now, Pooh was getting tired of seeing the same sandpit, and he suspected it of following them about. Because whichever direction they started in, they always seemed to end up at it.
Rabbit?
Yeah?
Say, Rabbit, how would it be if, as soon as we're out of sight of this old pit, we just try to find it again?
Well, what's the good of that?
Well, you see, we keep looking for home, but we keep finding this pit. So I just thought that if we look for this pit, we might find home.
I don't see much sense in that. If I walked away from this pit and then walked back to her, of course I should find it. I'll prove it to you. Wait here.
So Pooh and Piglet waited in the mist for Rabbit, and they waited and waited and waited. And all the while, Pooh's thoughts kept returning to his honey pots at home.
What was that, Pooh?
My tummy rumbled. Now then, come on, let's go home.
But Pooh, do you know the way?
No, Piglet, but there are 12 pots of honey in my cupboard, and they have been calling to my tummy.
They have?
Yes, Piglet. I couldn't hear them before because Rabbit would talk. I think I know where they're calling from, so come on, we'll just follow my tummy.
Well, they walked off together, and for a long time, Piglet said nothing, so as not to interrupt Pooh's honeypots. And sure enough, as the mist got thinner, and just when Piglet began to know where he was...
Hey, hello there, you two blokes. Where have you been?
We've been trying to find our way back home.
Pooh, I don't think Rabbit's splendid idea worked.
Say, where is old Long Ears anyway?
He must still be missing in the mist.
Well, leave it to me. I'll bounce him out of there. TTFN, ta-ta for now.
You know, oftentimes our mind wants to take over and figures it knows the best way. But rather than relying on the cleverness of Rabbit, Pooh found his way out of the woods by following his inner nature. He called it his tummy, but for us, it's that instinctual place that's there that can always guide us back. He may have been following the honeypots, but he represents that place where we can be when we are following the simplest path in which we're being called. Inner nature is more than just knowing who you are and what's important for you. It's about accepting what is and getting in alignment with it. For Pooh, it was simply his tummy was wanting to guide him home. And when you do, you stop trying to fit square pegs into round holes, whether it's the wrong job or the wrong relationship or the wrong house. You simply accept what is and follow the simplest path to bring you to where you're being called. There are no wrong houses or no wrong relationships or no wrong jobs. There's only those that are wrong for you. So as we contemplate this idea of letting go of the activity of our mind to try and figure things out and just be willing to listen to our inner nature, we're going to get to practice it a little bit this morning. So we're going to go ahead and begin to move into our time of meditation, where we're going to take whatever challenge may be arising in our life right now and see if we can't tap into our own inner nature and allow it to guide us to where we are being called. So if you'll just be willing to close your eyes if that's comfortable, or just focus on some point in the room and become aware of your breath, just allowing it as you notice it to naturally flow in and out of your body. Bringing all of your mind and your heart into this present moment. Letting go of all of the thoughts about challenges that you may have brought with you into this moment. And just simply being present. For it is in the present moment that we can hear within us the right ideas, the right outpicturing of where it is that we're seeking to go. It is through that simple perspective of life that we can begin to see more clearly how to navigate the mists of the challenges that show up. So as you just continue to breathe, I invite you to see if you can't sink that thinking part of you down into your heart space. Imagine that it's moving from your head down into the center of your chest, where it becomes one with that energy of divine love. where it combines so that the wisdom is now discernible to your inner ear, so that you can hear perhaps some other parts of your body speaking to you, or open the mind to see beyond what's happening in this human part of your journey. And into that center, just invite whatever current challenge there is in your life that you're struggling with. Just let it rest in that place and be open. Be open to how it can tap into the simplicity beyond the complexity that it may feel like for us when we're simply mind. And in the quietness, letting go of all the chatter in our own minds, even the sounds that we might hear outside of ourselves, into this place that Jesus called the silence, where he invites us to go in to our inner chamber and shut the door and simply surrender to what is already naturally seeking to arise. We take just a minute or two to rest in that, to be open to receiving beyond our knowing the path home as we rest in the silence. And as you begin to bring your attention back, noticing your breath once again as it naturally flows in and out, aware of your body and the seat that is supporting you, and now hearing the sounds in the room. Just know that you can return to this place that is always the reliable GPS that will guide us as we navigate those times when we feel lost. Taking another deep breath, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and return to this time and space. So our inner nature is more than just knowing who you are and what's important to you. It's about, and this is, it's a beautiful synchronicity, and it's really a little bit of vinegar for me because I've been not wanting to do this. It is about accepting what is and getting in alignment with it. That's a really hard thing to do at a human level. There's a lot of things that have happened in my life that I don't want to accept. I don't want to be okay with this. I want them to go back to the way they were. And yet, I know that my elongated suffering will happen the longer I resist simply accepting what is. Birds don't tend to spend much time underwater, and fish don't strive to fly up in a tree. They accept the nature of who they are and how they are to be in the world. The challenge with humans is many times our big brains. Inner nature, when we rely upon it, can't be fooled, and yet many people do not look or listen or even willing to accept what comes from that inner guidance. They have little respect at times for embracing what's happening in the moment. They are always in that struggle to change. And in that struggle, oftentimes find suffering. Another Taoist principle is called the way of reliance. And it starts with recognizing who we are, by accepting what we have to work with, by knowing what works best for us, and then being willing to allow that to be what guides our way. This includes understanding those parts of us that we may not like. The parts of us that we don't want to accept are part of our human nature. So instead of trying to ignore or to deny or to eliminate them, we can point to our weaknesses or our unpleasant tendencies and move them in a different direction. Often the easiest way to get rid of a minus, the book says, is to make it a plus, to put it in service to our ongoing journey. And sometimes those very tendencies that you dislike, whether it's in you or in someone else, can show up in the right way at the right time to save a life somehow. Let's look at how that story continues to unfold.
Meanwhile, Rabbit was still wandering around in the mist. By now, he was lost and bewildered. And to make matters worse, his mind was beginning to play tricks on him.
What's that?
Oh.
Oh, Piglet! Ah!
Hello, Rabbit.
Tigger, but you're supposed to be lost.
Oh, Tiggers never get lost, bunny boy.
Never get lost.
Of course not.
Oh, no.
Come on, Rabbit. Let's go home. Hang on.
Ah!
So they started back, and Rabbit was now a humiliated rabbit, a lost and found rabbit. And oh, why do these things happen to me, Rabbit?
Rabbit had tried to lose Tigger in the woods. He thought that was the way he could get rid of something that really annoyed him, that he really didn't want to have as part of his day-to-day interactions, so that he perhaps would become a small and sorry Tigger who bounced no more. And yet, in his cleverness, all he did was got everyone else lost, especially himself. Everyone but Tigger, that is. And in the end, he proved to be what was actually going to save Rabbit. An important point to remember whenever we think we need to unbounce something out of our lives, that we cleverly think that we have a way that we can get rid of whatever it is that annoys us and we don't want to accept. Each one of these characters in the 100 Acre Wood reflects a different aspect of our own minds and hearts. Tigger is that unbounded enthusiasm. Piglet shows up as hesitation and sometimes even fear. Rabbit is that calculating part of our minds, and Owl likes to just simply pontificate his wisdom. Pooh just is. His simple mind that embraces what is and allows his inner nature to lead the way. May we all find the serenity and peace of Pooh in our own journey back to the 100 Acre Wood. Well, it is our opportunity now to share of our financial gifts and ties with this community. And I did want to share, as we're preparing to do that, that the birthday banquet team has decided to cancel our annual birthday banquet, which was set to be coming up on October 4th. I know I personally, I do not have the bandwidth to do it right now with everything else going on. And as this was one of our main fundraisers that we had planned to help reduce or pay off our line of credit, I just want to invite you to consider that if you've been planning on buying a ticket or donating an item to the silent auction, that you might give that as a gift to help reduce the loan payment, and just be sure and designate it. Join and bless what we offer today, and we'll speak it together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother, God.
All right, why don't we go ahead and stand up together? We're going to join hands and do our peace song.
So we go into this week knowing our prayer for protection. We'll do it as a call and response. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.